ESG perspectives, always placing environmental and social sustainability at the center. So I will introduce the panel. And first of all, I want to say that there is a famous study that has highlighted that there was about 600,000 new employees and about 115 billion of euro of production in the last years in Italy. And I will give the words to Giorgio Fontana to speak about the experience of Cappotto Mio.
Okay.
Please, Giorgio.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks to come here. Just a few words to explain what is Cappotto Mio. Cappotto Mio is a project that we developed with Harley Dickinson as partner. In 4 years ago, let me say, we start, and it's like a team. No, we built a team between us. I'm working for Eni, Plenitude. It's 11 million of clients in Italy and south of Europe, and we decided to use the tax reduction or benefits introduced by the Italian government to permit to our partner. When I speak about partner, I speak about project study, building construction company, and of course Harley Dickinson and bank. So we put all together in a team, and first of all, we give the opportunity to all of them to continue to do their job, their work, without changing the rules. Everybody will continue to do the same. We try to organize this team in order to do what? To have, to give to the opportunity to our customer to have only one reference. We started to work on a block of building, and sometimes it's quite complicated for them to speak with someone that can explain how you can renovate my building with insulation, with anti-seismic construction, or photovoltaic solar system, and so on, heating, chilling system. Well, we put all together in the same teams, and we give to them the opportunity to speak with only one reference. And this reference was Cappotto Mio with our team. One reference that is able to follow and hand-to-hand all the process and to guarantee to the clients to do a very simple things. Okay, I decided to help this customer, and this customer, at the end of the job, of the work, give to me the credit tax. I buy it, I pay the company, I pay all the partner, and I will discount my taxes during the next 4 years, according to the rules and the law. It permits us, just to give some figures very, very fast, it permits us to, at the moment, to manage more than 4 billion, 4 billion of work. Antonio before spoke about the total number of the investment in Italian, and well, we reach approximately the 5% of this market. We are the leader at the moment in the market, with more than, in this moment, 3,000 work in progress. We just closed 2,500 and with two very important results for the clients. First, if I'm a client, I'm safety. Because I have a big partner can help me in end-to-end process. At the end of the process, I'm sure that the work is done in the right way. Everything is controlled and signed, because the law asks to us to guarantee all the process, and also to give an evidence with a visto di conformità, we call a special approval from technical and fiscal aspect, that everything is correct, and we put on the agency of entrance of taxes in the website, and everything is closed. At the moment, start an assurance for the customer for 10 years. We guarantee for the next 10 years that first, if there is some problem in the job done, okay, we can arrange it. But also, if someone from the government will ask to the clients to demonstrate that everything is done in the right way, okay, we can help them with a special lawyer assistance, just in order to collect from the platform or Harley Dickinson. This is a very huge recovery of documents. You can imagine that only for one work we have more than 60 steps of process to manage and a lot of documents to put in this platform. So at the end of the history, we can demonstrate that everything is done in the correct way and everything can be demonstrated to the tax authority. Just the last conclusion. Why we are doing all this? Of course, for three reasons. First, reduction of pollution. Less than approximately 30, 40, sometimes if we jump more than two energetic classes in the building, we can reach 60% of energy saving of the customer billing energy bill. Second, the reduction of pollution. And the third, the value of the house, of the building. You can imagine that approximately 10% of the value of the building will increase due to this work. Finally, for each condominium, we can save more than 10 tons per year of CO2. This is the result, and if you can compare this with approximately 100,000 condominium that was involved in this project totally, you can imagine how much is the result for the planet.
Thank you very much, Giorgio. It's impressive what he told us. And what is the role of the banks from Facto Support Sustainability Project? Please, Marco Bernardi, Territorial Director of BNL Bank.
Good morning. At the very heart of my group is BNP Paribas Group. The raison d'être is to be the leading player in the movement to a more sustainable economy. In 2021 and 2022, Euromoney magazine recognized BNP Paribas as the best bank in the world for sustainable finance, as well as the best bank in the world for ESG data and technology in 2022, highlighting the group support for its clients around the world in their own transition. Three key figures to understand the impact of the group on this transition. 4 billion to protect biodiversity, 40 billion in outstanding financing for low carbon energy production, especially renewable, by 2030, and 350 billion in sustainable loans and loans covering environmental issues. These are very big, impactful number. Because I think that in facing the climate crisis, banks are playing a very important role by redirecting financing and supporting and accelerating the energy transition, making markets more efficient and strengthening the world's economies in face of climate change. Of course, also the role of institutions, national and European, are crucial too. Stimulating green investment, investing directly or in sharing with the banking system. Some examples from Italian system. Cassa Depositi e Prestiti is investing directly, such is guarantees up to 90% of the green investments. The recipe for accelerating the transition to our more sustainable scenarios is well known. Promoting ESG-linked rating assessments, for example, supporting lower risk-weighted asset provision for banks, facilitate access to green credit for clients, earmark fund for structural improvement and energy change, like PNRR in Italy. Develop tax incentive, for example, 4.0 CapEx program or super bonus. And why not defining penalties for those who are not ESG compliant. With these premises, the purpose of financial solution like positive loan, sustainable linked loans, or green bonds are clear. More efficient and sustainable production processes in terms of energy use and use of raw materials and components. More ecological and circular economy that put at the center of the project the reuse of product. And last but not least, urban redevelopments that reduce energy costs, and maximize environmental sustainability for our houses and our city. About these last objectives, closely linked to today's theme, I would like to share with you two practical Italian best practice. BNL and BNP Paribas is a partner of Harley Dickinson. BNP Paribas factoring company If Italia has been playing its part financing Eni Plenitude. We cover 20% of the total amount of the project of Cappotto Mio with a reverse factory line that leverages any investment grade profile. Harley Dickinson recently proposed a simplification of this process, inserting between the factoring company and the hundreds of general contractor and professional working for Cappotto Mio, an investment management company. This is a really clever solution because the onboarding of hundreds of general contractor and professional are not required anymore, and the finances is quicker and more accessible for international bank. A second example is from BNL, the Italian bank of the group. BNL is offering to its customer an ecosystem of partners. The name of this ecosystem is Abito. Abito means in Italy, I live, but also the suit, the tailor-made suit, to support the clients in the complex customer journey of restructuring and real estate initiative. Harley Dickinson and its network of general contractors and professionals will be one of these partners, offering our customer user-friendly and effective programs to manage complex projects, achieve the expected energy class upgrade, and measure and guarantee result on bills over time. This is very important for bank because the correct functioning of this type of ecosystem guarantee for bank real lighter bill. That means more solid repayment capacity. An A-class house is a stronger mortgage guarantee, less risk-weighted asset provision, higher return on capital, easier access to credit for consumer. I may conclude by saying that supporting sustainable global growth is mandatory, and BNP Paribas will play a leading role in building a better world for us and for the future, for our children. The road, I think, that is the right one, and Harley Dickinson will be a partner on this journey.
Thank you very much, Marco. Now, an European perspective, Luca Bertalot. Please give us a view from the European side. You are a General Secretary of the European Mortgage Federation. Give a European flavor of this process, please.
Thank you, Antonio, and thank you for the kind invitation to be here. I have the pleasure to represent 2,000 banks ready to take action and support the Green Deal in Europe. I think that we are in front of a Copernican revolution of the entire financial sector in Europe, but also all the retail activities. Yesterday afternoon, so less than 24 hours ago, in Strasbourg, the European Parliament approved the Energy Performance Building Directive. This is a massive change in the entire European legislative framework, because this should be seen together with the Green Bond Standard legislation and the implementation of Basel III. So every single bank in Europe will have to consider an ESG factor on how they finance on capital markets, on how they retail mortgages, because giving a green mortgages will be much cheaper in terms of capital charges and in terms of funding cost for a bank. Where we want to arrive, we want to make for citizens more convenient to retrofit their house. Why this is so important? Because we need to bring ESG values, added value, in the house of every single citizen. That's a challenge. We have a very complex environment, and building an ecosystem is the only way to build this new ESG world around us. You can be in favor or disagree with the vote of yesterday of the European Parliament, but that's law. So dura lex sed lex, and we all have to cope with this in the next 10 years. Can I raise a question, all of you here? how many of you knows the energy performance certification of your house? I mean, do you have a sense of how much consume your house? I mean, I know my house. My house is an E plus in Brussels, a very old house built in the 50s. What does it mean for me? And probably for you. It's good that you know what is your energy consumption of your house. Because if you don't reach level D by 2033, your house will lose value. You are already losing money now by paying extra money on your energy bill. If you do a retrofitting in your house, you can save 80% of your energy bill. Maybe for you it's not so important, but for someone struggling to pay the monthly installment, the school of the kids, saving 80% of the energy bill can make a difference. In Belgium, where I live, an average family was spending around 1,500 in average 1 year for the bill. With the energy crisis, now they are spending more than 3,000 euros per year. So giving 2,000 of cash in the hands of a family can be better education, better school, better holidays. You give more opportunities to your kids. So that's why I really believe that all the banks have to cooperate with, like you as Harley Dickinson are doing with us, to build an ecosystem to facilitate the process. Because the most important thing when you want to retrofit your house is not the money. You will find the money. It's who is technically doing the works. What kind of data will be provided when you do this work? We need EPC data. It's not a good sign if you have no clue of what is the EPC of your house. It means that we have failed somehow. We need to improve this level of information. We need to move the market to a new awareness. Some of you will believe that doing this in Europe is useless. No, I think it's just a start. We need to build a global market. We need to work in Indonesia. We need to work in Singapore, because we need to build new houses in Nigeria, in Malaysia. That's the challenge. We need you. So please go back home, check the EPC of your house, and be ready to retrofit your house. I'm sure that you will find the green loans very soon in your bank, ready to support you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luca. HD always think about all the circle, and we cannot do this without the professionals. And today, Engineer Zambrano will deal with all the professionals that are involved in this process. He's the president of the network of the professionals. So please, Engineer Zambrano, tell us what they can do for us.
Grazie dell'invito. Sono Armando Zambrano, ingegnere. Grazie dell'invito, sono Armando Zambrano, coordinatore della rete delle professioni tecniche, sono ingegnere e guido questa associazione di 9 professioni tecniche, ingegneri, architetti, agronomi, geologi ed altri. Siamo 600.000 in Italia, di questi circa un terzo impegnati in edilizia. Abbiamo un'organizzazione che è composta appunto da 9 enti pubblici che sono le rappresentanze dei professionisti per le varie specifiche, che vengono chiamati ordini. Abbiamo quindi un'organizzazione autonoma nella quale ci autoregolamentiamo e cerchiamo di dare un contributo sia ai nostri clienti che alla collettività e allo Stato.
Good afternoon. My name is Alessandro Zambrano. I'm the coordinator of the Technical Professions Network. I'm an engineer. Thank you for this invitation. I'm very glad to be here. And I actually lead an association that put together 9 professional networks or 9 professions mainly, including engineers, architects, agronomists, geologists. I coordinate the network, and that include about 600,000 members enrolled for Italy, 1/3 of which are actually part of the construction sector. We work with 9 public bodies that are actually called orders. So the orders are association or bodies rather that are self-regulated and that manage the membership of their professionals.
i professionisti italiani, soprattutto quelli tecnici, per svolgere la professione devono essere iscritti agli albi professionali e devono rispettare obblighi particolarmente impegnativi, credo i maggiori in Europa, dagli obblighi dell'esame di Stato, quello della laurea, ovviamente l'iscrizione all'albo, ma anche obblighi di formazione continua, obblighi di assicurazione, del preventivo scritto, consigli di disciplina che controllano la correttezza dell'operato dei professionisti e sono composti anche da membri diversi dagli stessi professionisti che devono giudicare.
So in Italy, technical professionals, in order to continue to be part of an order or albo, they have to respect some certain obligations, especially ethical obligations, but also they have to pass the state exam, they have to have special qualifications, usually a degree, they have to be insured, they have to provide written quotations, and as I said, they have to respect some certain technical and ethical principles, and such ethical principles are actually approved by special disciplinary bodies.
Da 30 anni circa in Italia ci sono degli incentivi in edilizia definiti bonus edilizi che riguardano percentuali tra il 50 e l'85% dell'importo delle opere che vengono eseguite, comprese ovviamente le parcelle dei professionisti, le forniture e così via, e che quindi consentono a tantissimi, hanno consentito a migliaia e migliaia di condomini e anche di cittadini di poter usufruire di questi incentivi. Dal 2020, anche causa il Covid e la crisi economica che aveva provocato in edilizia, l'Italia ha deciso di aumentare la percentuale dei bonus al 110% per consentire di sostenere anche i costi finanziari, ma in più ha consentito di cedere questi incentivi ai fornitori, alle banche e anche ad altri soggetti. Questo ha comportato un aumento notevolissimo degli interventi che negli ultimi 2 anni sono arrivati all'importo di 110 miliardi. Proprio in questi giorni lo Stato ha deciso di bloccare la possibilità di questi incentivi dal punto di vista della cessione del credito d'imposta. Però questi interventi hanno avuto un impatto molto importante sul patrimonio edilizio, consentendo di fare interventi sia riguardo al risparmio energetico sia riguardo agli aspetti della sicurezza antisismica.
Okay. So in Italy, we have a system for the last, we've actually been having this incentive for the last 30 years, more or less. It's called construction bonus. There are different kinds of construction bonuses that can be applied, and usually they provide for between 50 and 85% of tax deductions. They also include a deduction for the payment of compensations or provisions, and they allow incentives to be used in great part for the construction of blocks, but also private residential buildings. So since 2020, since the building crisis actually started, in Italy, the government decided to introduce a bonus, so-called super bonus or 100% bonus, that allows to actually deduct 100% of the cost. Amongst these benefits, there is also the advantage to be able to assign the credit from the owner to another party. That could be a third party, such as a provider, a bank, or still another party. And this has allowed about 100 million euros, I suppose, of intervention works to be carried out in Italy since the introduction of the bonuses. Recently, the 110% bonus has been blocked by the government as far as the assignment of the tax is concerned. Nevertheless, the usage of the bonus in the past and of the remaining bonuses still now allows for the construction sector to have to make lots of interventions for seismic prevention, so earthquake proofing, and also energy savings.
E qui l'attività dei professionisti e tecnici è determinante, perché oltre a realizzare le progettazioni, a seguire i lavori, a eseguire le contabilità, lo Stato gli ha affidato l'importante obbligo di asseverare, quindi dichiarare la conformità degli interventi non solo alle norme tecniche ma anche alle norme fiscali, assicurando quindi la bontà della cessione dell'incentivo. È una responsabilità importante che viene proprio dalla qualifica professionale dei professionisti tecnici che sono inquadrati all'interno di enti pubblici istituiti con legge dello Stato. Ecco, questa è un'attività importante che ha consentito anche di semplificare di molto le procedure per gli interventi in edilizia. Grazie.
So the involvement of technical professions or technical professionals actually in the sector is decisive. Not only they carry out site management work, management or coordination of the works, accounting, but also they provide the certification that allows that actually certifies that the works executed are compliant to the building regulations, the urban planning regulations. They also provide the certification both from the technical point of view, but also from the tax deduction point of view. Everything that is certified by a professional technician, a technical professional, is actually means that that building complies with all the regulations. It's like replacing the government assurance that it is a work well done. So obviously all these professionals are part of bodies that as I mentioned before, they are managed or coordinated as public bodies, and this is very important. They carry out a very important role, especially they've allowed to simplify the market nowadays in the construction.
Thank you very much, grazie mille. We almost finished, and afterwards there will be a reception offered by Harley Dickinson. But before to leave the stage, I would like ask you kindly to reply very fast to one question. What do you think about the next few years, like regarding the energy transition of the buildings? Please.
Okay, very fast. Okay, very fast. You have to consider that, for example, in Italy we have 1,200,000 condominiums. If we consider what we spoke before, only 100,000 buildings were renovated, were arranged and done in these last 3 years. So if we continue with this progress and with this development, we can reach the target of 2030. The only way to change the rules is to start to move from single condominium to smart city, smart grid, smart district. This is the only way to improve and to increase the capability to change the final efficiency results of our building.
Thank you very much. Please, about the bank, what do you think about?
From an environmental point of view, is mandatory. From the bank point of view, is a great opportunity. The market is very big, but I also should add that the company that are investing in sustainability in that sector will achieve for sure for the next year the best performance in the market.
Look, from Europe, what is the perspective?
Well, in Europe, we have to renovate 200 million of dwellings. It's an impressive number. In Italy, it's 28 million. We have 2 years to prepare ourselves to build an ecosystem, to have the professionals ready to support us, to put the finance in it, to make sure that the utilities will work together, because we are in front of an industrial revolution. We have no time. We have to take action. In Europe this year, we had 400,000 of casualties, dead people due to pollutions. So if we don't take action, if we don't clean the air of our cities, we will all pay this, and our kids will pay for it. So we need to be ready, prepare this with science, method, and industrial capacity. That's what we need to do. Method, like René Descartes, Cartesian were saying. We have to put method, and we will move the entire Europe, but potentially the entire globe, to build in a different way and to retrofit in a different way.
Thank you very much, Luca. Engineer Zambrano. C'è una domanda, scusi. Che cosa pensa che succederà nei prossimi 2 anni rispetto a questo movimento di retrofitting dell'immobile?
Beh, sarà molto importante se verranno mantenuti i bonus edilizi non nelle forme fin qui sviluppate questi ultimi 2 anni, ma in delle forme più sostenibili anche a lungo termine. Se questo avverrà e se lo Stato manterrà l'impegno di semplificare le procedure in edilizia, credo che ci saranno buone prospettive per interventi di miglioramento dal punto di vista del risparmio energetico, ma soprattutto dal punto di vista della sicurezza sismica.
It is essential for Italy to maintain the bonuses in the construction sectors, but also not only maintaining the bonuses, also to make it more sustainable, to provide them in a more sustainable form and also for a longer time. This, we hope, will simplify construction procedures, not only from the traditional point of view, but especially from the point of view of allowing energy savings and seismic protection.
Thank you very much, everybody. Now there is a cocktail reception. Everybody is invited. Please welcome our speech. The reception is sponsored by Harley Dickinson. Thank you, everybody.